Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn Wagner here. Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I welcome you tonight to my Thursday night Facebook Live. Each week I come to you to share a card that I've been making or working on, or something else. Maybe it could be a box, maybe it could be a tree ornament. I just love doing all different kinds of things to share with you. So I welcome you. If you haven't been here before, welcome, welcome. If you have been, welcome back. Please, as you're signing on, let me know where you're watching from and what kind of day you've been having. Here today it was sunny, but it was cool out in the wind and whatever. So I see some names coming on, so I guess I must be in some place where people can find me. So Facebook has been doing some really different things for most of us recently, so bear with me if it's not working, and thank you if it is working. So like I say, welcome to my group, and we have a great time. Please chatter amongst yourselves as well. I usually do have a question as I turn the camera down. Hello, Shirley from Prince George. I see that on there. I don't always see the comments, but please know that I do appreciate them tremendously. I appreciate if you share this as well. And over on my YouTube channel, I will be sharing this video, but I also would like you to subscribe there because, as I said, Facebook has been really temperamental, I guess we'd call it, recently. And I'm looking at perhaps doing YouTube Live instead of Facebook Live. So I'm always looking for something different and trying to get the best for everything for you and me both. So before I turn the camera down, just want to remind you that in the heading of this video, I have put the link to register for my third Christmas card class. The second one, registration's already finished, and I'm working towards the samples for there. And also I have been working really hard at updating my retired list on my website. So once again, I can only sell to Canadians there, and please contact me before you actually go through the PayPal scenario and send money, because perhaps something has been sold and I haven't had a chance to take it off there yet. So just those couple reminders. So now I'm going to turn you down to the desk, show you a couple of other things that I have, and we'll make a card together. So thanks for coming again. And like I say, please let me know where you're watching from. And my question today is, winter is coming in I guess in most parts of the world. And let me know, what is your favorite sport in the winter, whether it's something you take part in or whether you enjoy watching. We have 3 younger grandchildren. Well, we have 5 altogether, but the 2 older ones are finished minor hockey, but the 3 younger ones are all playing hockey, and we love watching them play hockey. So for us, it would be hockey. We also, in past years, we have taken part in curling, and we enjoy doing that. So just let me know. It's always interesting to know everybody's choices there. So hang on. I'm going to try to not make you dizzy and get my camera down to where you could see my desktop. And like I say, please share with each other. My favorite, I don't know who said that, but my favorite winter sport is card making. I like that one. That would be mine too, nowadays, for sure. So there we are, and like I say, I think probably things are working where they should be. I'm just trying to get where I can watch the comments, and why can't I see that? Anyway, going to be making a card today in the color pink because it is Breast Cancer Month. So there's the right color. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, as you can see on my desk, I have paper pumpkin kit that's going to be out called Gifts Galore. This one you can register for now up until November 10th, and it is making these little characters that you can put little treats in. There's always great things. Create 9 oversized treat boxes in food-safe bags. So let me know if you're interested. And there's always a chance you can register for 1 month of Paper Pumpkin. And if you need to stop for a while, you can and come back. It's not a sign up for years and years thing. So Always something great there. The other thing that's happening for us demonstrators at the moment is Eden's Garden. We can purchase this early, and customers will be able to purchase it on November 2nd. So I have ordered that. I will be showing you some designs and whatever from that when I get it. But if you're interested, you can always join as a demonstrator. And this is what you can get early, is the bundle, which is a stamp set and dies. Some paper, specialty designer paper, and I've seen others showing that already, and there is gold and whatever on one side of it, so it's great. Some cotton paper, which I understand is almost like a thin felt, I think. Until I get it, I can't say for sure. And the Garden Gems, which now have been back in stock, so I will be able to order them as well. So another great early release, and the stamp set and the dies will be available in the new mini catalog that's coming out in January. So just kind of a preview of that. The mini catalog is going until January 3rd, I believe. I'll get that date right. And tonight, the annual catalog, what I'm going to be using is a set out of here. And just before I open to that page and let you know, I would like to remind you that I have a current host code each month. If your order's under $200 and you're ordering, if you're in Canada and ordering with me, which I really appreciate, that is the code I would like you to use. So, like I say, welcome. All of you, please let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Chris. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you here. And all the others, I will go through them after, like I say, and be sure and comment. I do appreciate every one of your comments. And as you know, if you've been here before, if you do make a comment on my post, I put your name on our winning wheel, and I will draw at the end of tonight to show you who's going to win the card from last week. So each week I make a card, then I put the comments all in there, and I do spinning of the wheel at the end, and some lucky person is going to win that. So if you comment more than once, sorry, your name only goes in once. But anyway, enough chatter. Expressions in Ink is an awesome suite in the current catalog, and I am going to use the words and the dies in tonight's card. So you can see, I will show you more detail of those, but just to show you where that is. So when I get my bundle, try not to have too much glare on there. This is the die set, or the stamp set, and I do mount the labels on them, and so I have them right handy. My dies, I do put on a magnetic sheet that I have, and yes, I'm missing a big one from in here because I'm going to show you how I have it cut. But I also take my dies and I cut out each of the designs so I know what they're going to look like, not just look on here, but actually on there. So you can see that a lot of times they do match the images, and Stampin' Up is just amazing for how they do that for us, and we love it. We love it. So this is the card that I made to show you, and I will show you how I made it tonight. I have used the new music, I want to call it music, but that isn't quite the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. On the outside, I have used the die cut from that set I just showed you to cut that and tied a little bow. And basically that's it. I did also on the inside use the embossing folder here, and I thought it was kind of a neat addition to the inside. We've tended to, as we go through this stamping journey, we find things that we really like to do, and a couple of them are stamp the inside of the envelope, or do something, not the inside of the envelope, the inside of the card, and also do something on the envelope. So that's what I've done on this one. So my card base is our 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm using the polished pink, which is the new in color of pink this year. So I'm going to fold that. And most of the time, got glue on my pad. Most of the time I do score before I cut the paper, which is kind of a time saving, especially when I'm getting card kits ready for card club and whatever. So if you've got a full sheet, I don't have one in front of me, score it this way first, and then when you cut it, you've already got 2 scores on it. You don't have to score it twice. So just a bit of a time saver. That's something else I was thinking as I was trying to come up with a question for today is, give me your best time-saving thing for your crafting like we do here. You know, is it cut a number of things at once? Is it cut and do one only? Just, I need to know. I always look for great ideas there. Hello, Sue. Welcome. So I am going to do this first because I've got the ink open and I don't want to get it all over everything. So for my happy birthday, I just took a piece of 1/2 inch, which we get lots of this off of our full-size sheets. Sorry, busy concentrating. When we cut the paper, and I keep them in a drawer, so that's one of my time-saving things. I do keep them in a drawer, and when I need just a piece like this, they're so handy. I don't have to cut a whole big piece of cardstock. So I decided I wanted an angle like this. And I don't know if that's going to work this way. On the other one, I had a big enough piece that I held it here so that my angles matched. Can you see that? I think everybody does things just a little different, but I just wanted to share with you. I found this worked really well today. So there, my 2 angles are the same direction. And I will need the ink, but I'm going to do that a little bit later. So we'll just cover that up for now. So I have my card base. Then as I mentioned, I used the embossing folder along the bottom of here. And look at how impressive this is. I even had it right side up. I don't read music very well. Understand that this folder is, and those of you who are demonstrators, you've heard this before. I believe it's Joy to the World is what the notes supposedly play. But I just like the design. So that's going to go on my inside. I did that. What I did first was I cut the oval. That's a circle. I cut the circle. And then I ran it through the embossing folder. If you were to run it through the embossing folder and cut the circle afterwards, it would probably flatten some of your raised areas. And that's not what I was looking for. And for cutting my white circle, I used, did something with my circled eyes. I was going to show you that. I used 2 of them together. And it's pretty even. I think it's even enough, and that's kind of where the bow comes in, is the fact that you can put the bow where the not so even part is, and it will cover that unevenness. So I'm just going to use, liquid glue on there, partly because of the wiggle room that we always talk about, but also because of the raised surface with the embossing. I want to make sure the glue gets in those little grooves and whatever. So I glued that on first. Then I should mention, because that's always a nice thing to do, I cased this card from Arlene Ross, and her website is what AJ made. So her middle name must have a J. So what AJ made, blogspot.com. And it looked to me like in her card that she had this layer raised. So I thought, okay, I'll put the black on the very back, and then I'll put this on with dimensionals. So I will dimensionalize. Isn't that a great word? Put my dimensions on here first, so they're ready. And I am going to put a couple around the circle, and probably another one there. So that's ready. I took my die and I put, on the back of the black, I put the adhesive sheets. And if you've watched any of my other Facebook Lives or my classes, you know that I love using those. So it works great. You don't need it fully. And in this case, I'm not using the whole die anyway. So I will just pop that out, hopefully. I know I can use the brush, but for the most part, our dies now, it's not very good. The black is staying. Do not need the brush as much as they used to. When they first came out with that brush, it was a great tool to get things like this apart. There we go. So then it comes off, and I can take these pieces out. And when you use that adhesive sheet, sometimes that peels off really easy, and your whole backing comes off. You just have to be careful that you're ready to place it on your card. You know what? If this is going to give me too much grief, you're just going to have to envision that I'm doing it. I will finish the card, but maybe you don't need to watch me doing all of that. Just a sec. Let's see if I can grab that. The other thing that is sometimes difficult for the adhesive sheets is to actually get the paper started to come off. Looks like maybe I should have done more of this taken apart before I got on camera with you guys, but you get the whole idea. So if you peel it like this, yeah, do you see what's happening? It's taking all of those chunks out that I was trying to poke out, or most of them, and leaving me with a very sticky surface, which is fine. So then all I had to be careful of was when I placed it on here. Do you guys ever get a messy desk like this? Oh. I want to know where I'm going to. Okay, so this is going to, I don't know if you can see, this is going to go there. So I want my design right about there. And as long as it's down, then when I put this on, it's going to show the major part of that flower through there. So for any dies like that that are really open, it's on that one I didn't do that. And I was able to put a little bit of liquid glue on the wider parts, and it did stick. I was pleased with how it got there, but this was much easier once I got it off. As you saw, that was a little bit of a difficulty, but all is good. So then I just, and again, trying to line that up as I'm looking down, and there is my card. So I will burnish from the inside, the other side, whatever you want to call it. My happy birthday will go on with dimensionals. And my bow will go on with a glue dot, because that seems to work the best. And that ribbon, as you can see on there, it's the glittered organdy ribbon, so it is quite stiff. So I did use my bow maker to make that. I was lucky enough to have Bonnie have an extra one of those, and I see you're on here, Bonnie. Thank you again. That I could get from Bonnie, and it makes great little bows like this. I love using it for that. So to put that on, I will just pick up my glue dot that way, hopefully. And I'm just going to, oh, I think I still like it down here. And then my inside layer, and again for wiggle room and for the embossing that's down here, liquid glue is my best choice. And there's the inside of my card. So then the only thing left is my envelope. And they're similar but not identical, and that most often happens when we're dealing with cards. And I used to really worry about them not all being identical until I finally realized that nobody's going to get two of them anyway. They're going to only get one, so they wouldn't see what the other one looked like. So yes, Catherine, pink and black do make a great combination. I just wanted to share with you as well, I ended up with many trials. You see this? I somehow, in my journeys, I have lost one of my circle dies. Therefore, I didn't have the one that I really wanted for doing that. So I made do, and I think the gal that I copied it from had a narrower one. I think the wider ones are okay. What do you guys think? So this is what I did for the envelope. I had the two pink circles that I'd cut out of those. And I thought, okay, I could put it in a basket somewhere and yeah, I'll use it. Yeah, right. And I thought, no, I'm going to stamp on it because best wishes and birthday to me kind of went together. I'm going to bring my pad back in to do that and try to get it straight. And this is out of that same set. And that is good. And try not to run my fingers through it like I did last time because it takes a few minutes to dry. I've just recently, you'd never know it from looking at that, but re-inked it. So I'm going to put that on there about like that. So I need some glue right to about there and right around the edge. Real scientific placement, right? Oh, how did I end up with? Okay. Oh, there's a bit of glue out there, so we're just going to leave that for a few minutes while we tidy up. So let me know what you're doing. If you've got plans for Halloween coming up. We personally, where we live, it's a seniors complex, and we don't have a lot of kids coming here anymore. Used to have when our older grandsons are early 20s now. When we first moved here, they were here for Halloween, and there were lots of other little ones, but they've all kind of grown up now, so we don't have a lot. And the little ones are in Edmonton, so we make sure we get something to them before or after. But what do you guys do? Do you have lots of Halloweeners? I do have a couple of ideas for treat holders, containers for treats that I hope to share maybe next week. So let me know if you do that kind of thing. Or I saw a thing today. It was what kind of how do you dole out the candy? And it was 6 or 7 different things about you just throw a handful in, you throw chocolate bars, what else was there? Oh, there was one picture that had a banana and something else, and they had terms for all of these. So I thought, okay, I'll ask you guys tonight, what kind of things do you do for Halloween? I know some of you are out of town, out in the country as well, and sometimes those are the best places to go for your treats. So there are the cards. And, okay, see some answers. Okay, Bonnie, about 24. Linda, depending on the weather, usually have a good crowd. Yeah, you're in an area where there's some smaller kids yet. I happen to know where Linda is. She's close to where my son is. So, yeah, but yeah, everybody's different. And I know here in Spruce Grove, they've recently, well, for quite a few years now, they do what's called a Halloween hoopla, where they can gather indoors because it's usually quite cold. With COVID last year, can't remember if that was maybe even canceled, but anyway, I have some other show and tell for you. So those are the cards from tonight. I think I showed you this one last time, which is a angle trifold. And then I have another one that I just recently made with this paper. So it's kind of a neat design, and perhaps if you're interested in that one, let me know, and I can do a session on that, because it is quite easy, especially if you have our Stampin' Up paper trimmer. I have a Christmas one with the hybrid embossing folder. It's die cuts and embossing folder. So I have that set. I'm going to show that somewhere along the line, probably in one of my Christmas card classes. I have this one with the cabin and a book fold card. This one, I just recently saw a post about how you could make that into any season. It wouldn't have to be winter. This set I do not have, but I have the card, and it's done with stamping on designer paper and cutting out with the paper snips. It's called paper piecing. This is another book fold one, just with a different layout on the outside. These two are ones that we did last week in our Zoom class that we have. I guess it helps if you hold it right side up. Just with designer paper laid out in a different way, and then run through the embossing folder. Can't see it very much on that one, but this one I was totally impressed with how it turned out with using that ornate embossing folder. So again, if you're interested in joining us on Fridays at 1 o'clock, we have a great group, great group, and we share ideas, we share suggestions, and we share teaching. I don't do the teaching all the time. Actually, very seldom do I do the teaching, which is kind of a treat for me. I turn on the Zoom and we have anywhere from 5 to sometimes 15 of us. But I do only send out invites to email addresses I have. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of me and I can add you to the list. And we can continue sharing that community. It's, like I say, it's amazing. We have people from Prince George, BC to Quebec City in Eastern Canada. So it's a great time. This card I received from Karen recently. Just love it, Karen. Thank you for the Thanksgiving card. And this one, I do a swap every month with my team. And this is one of the swap cards. And it's the black and white paper from the Hostess designer paper that we can now get. And it's colored with blends. Isn't that a beautiful way to show off that card or that paper? Just love it. So thank you, Linda, for that one. So I think the only thing I have left, unless there's anything pressing that you guys, I don't see anything drastic right now. So I'm going to bring in my iPad with my Wheel of Winning. And this is the card from last week that we did, and it will be going to one of these. See, I've got some extra lights on there, but sorry about that. But let's spin the button. Peggy, you are the winner. So Peggy, I think I saw your name on there tonight, and if not, if you're watching the replay or the YouTube, I do need your mailing address, so please message me with that, and I will get this in the mail to you. So thanks again for joining me. I'm always available on here or my website. I've been spending a lot of time on the website getting those retired things on there. So if you need me, reach out and I'll be glad to help however I can. Take care now.